Just imagine that you're the conductor of an orchestra, and that in being the conductor of an orchestra, every instrument is playing the exact composition that you've asked to be played, based on where you are in your energy and in your consciousness. So for example, when you're a beginner conductor, you're not going to have the complete grasp over the tonality, over the rhythms, over the melodies, over the composition, as you will once you're an expert conductor. So what is life about? Life is about getting the best, highest, most vibrant, energy-filled composition out of everyone in your reality. How do we do that? By realizing that every single person in our lives is showing us what we have to feel inside of us to go to the next place within our own being. So, for example, work is showing you where you are still anxious. Relationships, ex-husbands, ex-wives are showing you where you are still living in victim consciousness. Children are showing you where you feel guilty or ashamed. Your life is showing you who you are internally. Now, it's important to recognize that once you address what's inside of you, the composition, the makeup of the orchestra around you may change, may transform. Why? Because you're no longer holding on to the energies that you were holding on to in order to keep all of these people in your life. Do you see this? So you have to get to a place where you recognize that your reality is responding to your energy, to your vibration, to where you are inside of you. Okay? Now, when someone in your life is playing an off note that's completely outside of the composition, as the conductor, you have to let that off note impact you and become aware of what inside of you is the source of the off note. Okay? So when life is off key, it's not that you're a bad conductor. It's not that the composition is fundamentally flawed. That dissonance is necessary for you. The dissonance that you've been trying to fix, heal, change, and improve is necessary for you in order for you to evolve. And so everybody is a co-conspirator in bringing the highest manifestation of this symphony into being. Now, at some point you have to recognize that it is your role as a conductor to continue to be aware of what you have inside of you in relationship to the music that's being played all around you. Basically, we're just living in a giant soul exchange. Everybody on a soul level is showing up to bring up within you every single thing that you have to address within yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to suffer. It doesn't mean that you have to stay in a situation that isn't loving. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that it's time to take your awareness to another level and time to take your skill to another level. Because the funny thing is, so many of you are afraid of the shakeout. And when you're on this path, you can't be afraid of the shakeout. The shakeout is necessary. You have to cut the musicians that are playing off key. Once you've gotten to a place where you've addressed what's inside of you, they'll be cut, or they'll naturally just bounce out and go play in another orchestra. The reason why you won't allow the shakeout to happen is because you're afraid that nothing better is going to come along. Well, I've discovered that every time we go through the shakeout, no matter who it is and what it is, something greater always comes along. Something greater always comes along. So don't be afraid of the shakeout. Don't be afraid. It's okay. It's okay to let relationships end in the form that they are in. It's okay. They will come back again from a different vibrational perspective.